So, I had a really nice start of the week, a little bit of like a rough weekend, but yeah, our dishwasher broke and we had to buy a new one, which is money I didn't want to spend, but I can't wash dishes because of my health problems with my hands. Um, Skin problem people will know what I mean. And obviously, my partner doesn't want to wash dishes all the time, so we had to buy a new one, which comes tomorrow. And then we had friends here yesterday and today who were here for a chaperone concert, and they crashed um, in our home because this way they didn't have to pay for a hotel, which was really nice to see them. But that meant I didn't really have a lot of time. So I'm starting the vlog now on Tuesday evening. I started Annihilation to do a reread because I didn't know what I wanted to read. I am in a little bit of a reading rut because I'm really looking forward to the books that I want to read next month. And so I had a really hard time picking out a book that I want to read now. So I thought, I did the video about the fall favorites, and I thought, you know what, I talked about Annihilation. I am kind of due for a reread, and I'm enjoying it so much. I just love this book. I think it's just the way it is written. Because if you've never read this, it is about a group of four people who go into Area X, which is simply an area that the military has cornered off in the world, and they are supposed to find out just find information about Area X, and all of them are scientists of different categories. Now, main character is the biologist, and they are just supposed to find out information because the last expedition they sent in came back, but all of their memories were pretty much gone, and they didn't know what they did, and they didn't like, yeah, and all of them pretty much died soon after. And so our main character is the biologist, which is kind of funny because she doesn't really have a name. Because the thing is that they are all calling themselves by their specialty instead of names, which has relevance to the story, which I won't spoil you. But I feel like it just really gets you into the story because we have just as much information as our main character. We don't have more information. So, because pretty much the book is written from her perspective in like kind of like a personal journal, it's just her documentation of the story. And then she's talking about her life a little bit and her connection to Area X and why she's there and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm loving it. I feel like you're really in the story, and I love it so much. Even though I know the ending, and I know that I won't get it in the first book because the first book does end on a cliffhanger. So if you're not good with cliffhangers, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, I'm loving it so much. I'm 75 pages in from 200 pages, so I'm nearly halfway through already. It's such a good read. I can't really describe the book. It's pretty much a mystery. I would say like a human focused mystery. Um, but I feel like to really get the story, you have to read all three books, which they are all small books. So I feel like it's not too much to ask. Because normally I'm annoyed if you have to read all books, but you can also read this as a standalone and just live with the mystery if you don't want to know what the mystery is all about. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm just really loving it, and I think it was a good call to pick that one up. I will probably finish that one tomorrow. Let's be honest. I might read a little bit more tonight. I might not. I'm not quite certain. I'm really tired because I did sleep pretty badly last night. Um, I'm a light sleeper, and if there are loud noises, I will probably wake up from them. So I woke up when my friends came back from the concert, and I had to work today. So yeah, I was awake from the point when they came back from the concert, which means in the middle of the night, and then I was just awake. So I'm now really tired. But what I need to do more of is my cardigan I'm currently crocheting. The thing is, I'm not sure if I like the arms that I'm doing currently, and I'm already kind of running out of time. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna show you how it looks right now. It doesn't really look impressive. It looks more like a blob right now. So let me see if I can show you. That is how it is looking right now, and that is how much of the first um, arm I have. It looks like really nothing right now, but it is supposed to be like a balloon sleeve. So it is, um, I want it to be big, so it is quite big. But yeah, I can't really tell if it's gonna look good or not. Obviously, I need to do all of the ribbing. So kind of the focus of the evening is to get as much done as I can of the first sleeve, so I can try it with the ribbing and see if I'm fine with it or if I like it, and if not, I will have to frog it again, which hopefully I won't have to do, because if I have to frog it, I'm not sure if I will be able to finish it before my holiday. And I would really love to be able to wear this because it is Halloween colors, let's be honest. So I would like to wear it to that, but I'm not sure if I will be able to. So yeah, that is kind of how I'm doing right now. Yeah, let's hope the rest of the week is going to be productive, but I have a feeling it's going to be productive because work is also going better. So, I'm kind of getting my energy back to be motivated and do things. So we'll see. I will get you with an update on Annihilation. I don't know what I have given it the first time I read it, but right now it's definitely a 5-star read. I really, really love it. I'm a little bit sad that my copy is already pretty sun damaged. I don't really know why, but yeah, the front is really, really pink still, and this is like really, really bleached out, which I'm a little bit sad about, but what can you do, right? So yeah, that is so much for Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow with a reading update. Okay, let's talk about my reading. As you can see, I have the dog on my lap. Hopefully it's fine with you. He needs to be on my lap in the evening. I can't change it. I finished Annihilation. I actually just looked it up. I gave it 4 stars the first time around. I'm giving it 5 stars the second time around. I'm loving it even more. I think it's a great story with a really, really fitting ending. And if you don't need to have an explanation for everything at the end of a book, you really don't need to read it. I love it. I love that we have an unreliable narrator. Normally I don't, but I feel like in Annihilation it works out fantastic because it leaves so much open. And yeah, it was a joy to read, I have to say. So yeah, that is what I did. I also nearly finished the first sleeve of my cardigan, which I will show you tomorrow. And yeah, I now am really in the mood to do some cross stitching, so hopefully I can manage to do that with him in my lap. But yeah, that is kind of what I'm up to right now. And yeah, I haven't chosen what I want to read next, but I might start with my October TBR, because to be honest, there aren't really many days left in September, and I don't have that much time in October, so I think starting early might be the way to go. So I will probably choose one of those books for tomorrow. And yeah, I will check in with you tomorrow once I've chosen a book, and yeah, we'll see what kind of reading the rest of the week will have in store for me, and hopefully it's as good as this one. It's nice to finally read a 5-star read again, even though it was a reread. I just needed a really, really good book, and I got that, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay. Oh god, my hair looks crazy. What a day. What a day. I have been really tired today. I managed to when I went to shower and wash my hair this morning, I confused my conditioner and my shampoo, which I have never done. But yeah, now my hair looks like really weird, and I don't know. don't know how that happened. But I did want to give you a reading update. I started Revival this morning, and I am afraid where this book is going. It is Stephen King. It is typical Stephen King. I have to say, now that I'm reading this book, it is in worse condition than when I first looked at when I got it. There are a lot of stains in this book, which I'm really annoyed at. This was in really good condition on the page, and as you can see, it has quite a few problems. I'm really annoyed at it. I paid way too much money for this book, for the state that it's in. But let's get to the topic of the book. I read the first 50 pages. It is about a boy, and I think we get him until he's grown up. And he lives with his family, like in the small town, and they don't have a pastor anymore, or a reverend. And one day there comes a guy, and he comes into town, and he's like, yeah, I'm your new reverend. And he's really young still, and they're all a little bit skeptical. And at this point, our main character is 6. And he then starts talking about, he brings a little bit of fresh air in there, and he really does a lot with the kids, and he seems to have a special connection to our main character, which we have to talk about. Like, the pastor is like 25 or something like that, and our main character is 6 at this point. And it was a different time. And this place, I would say it's like 80s or something like that. I'm not quite sure right now. But yeah, it's been a different time. Like, the parents just let the child go with the guy they have seen twice, just because he's a reverend and stuff like that. But yeah, we have a little bit of drama. One of the brothers of our main character, he loses his voice because he goes skiing with a friend, and the friend hits him with a ski pole. Like, it was an accident, but it was a dumb accident, and he loses his voice. And the pastor manages to get the voice back, and the pastor is pretty much focused on electricity and batteries and stuff like that. So, to be totally honest, I get a little bit of Frankenstein vibes from the book, which I don't know if we're going there, but I'm afraid we're going there. And yeah, I'm 50 pages in, and at this point now, the young wife and the young child of the pastor have died. Our main character is 9 now, and yeah, they have both just died in a car accident. And that is the point where I stop for today. But yeah, I'm a little bit afraid we're going into him wanting to bring his wife back territory, but I don't know, to be honest, because I don't know much about the book. But yeah, that is where we're going. It is a good read. If it wasn't Stephen King, I wouldn't be as afraid of what is still to come, but it is Stephen King, so there could be anything happening. So yeah, that is where I'm at, and it's exciting. I'm happy to continue tomorrow. And then I did want to show you an update on my crocheting. Sadly, it isn't a good update. I pretty much finished the length of the first sleeve, and then I realized that I did it totally wrong. Which I'm so annoyed at myself that I didn't realize before. But let me show you where it is right now. This is how it's looking right now. And as you can see, it is a finished sleeve, technically. But then, if I hold it up like this, you can see that it tapers to this end. And it wasn't supposed to taper. I'm so annoyed at myself that I managed to do that and didn't realize it. So I'm now doing the second sleeve without the tapering, which how I wanted it originally, because I wanted bell sleeves. And I will finish the second sleeve, or work on it now. And hopefully once I have that finished and I like what I wanted to do originally, I can finish that up, and then I have to redo the first sleeve, which will take 3 extra days maybe, and I'm really annoyed at myself, but what can you do right now? So yeah, I will have to continue. But at least it looks a little bit like a jacket now. But yeah, that is pretty much what the rest of my evening will be. Doing the sleeve. I'm not far, as you can see. And yeah, let's hope that I'm doing it right this time. And yeah, I don't know. I'm watching videos right now. I might have to pick up an audiobook, but I will look at that tomorrow. And yeah, that is pretty much all that is going. Work is still going great. I'm feeling a little bit better, just tired because I forgot to take my vitamins. I have to take vitamins because of how I can't eat any fruit and stuff like that, so I have to take vitamins. I forgot them, so I'm really, really sleepy and tired now, which isn't ideal, to be honest, but once I take my vitamins again, all will be fine. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow with the reading update. We'll see where a revival will take us. I am just a little bit afraid. Okay, let's have a bit of a talk and ignore the hair. It is really, really windy today, and yeah, it looks how it looks. I finished Revival this morning, and I have to be honest. I'm really sorry. I don't know your name right now, but whoever told me this was his favorite, I found it so boring. I'm so sorry. It sadly isn't for me. I have a few reasons why. First of all, I was right. It is inspired by Frankenstein, and the story is like obviously not the Frankenstein story, but it is kind of similar. So pretty early on, I kind of knew what was going to happen in the second half of the book, and that took a little bit of it out of it because it was so on the nose with the beginning that it was like, okay, that is kind of weird. And then the second thing is, I'm sorry, but I didn't need the whole childhood and young adulthood of our main character. I just didn't. This book is far too contemporary for me. Like, Stephen King has contemporary books, like, most of them are contemporary with like fantasy aspects, but I felt like this was way too much of like the life story of our main character, which I didn't really enjoy, to be honest. I found it to be pretty boring. Um, and yeah, it was like everything was just so obvious what was gonna happen. So yeah, I didn't particularly love the book. I gave it 3 stars. It's not a bad book. It's just for me personally, it was boring. It wasn't the story that like a story I enjoyed, which was pretty surprising because I don't have that problem with Stephen King normally. I have one other one that I'm kind of struggling to get through, and that is Rose Madder, which I think is completely contemporary pretty much, and it's about a woman running away from an abusive partner and the partner like chasing her down. I think that one is also like pretty contemporary, and I also have a problem getting through that one. But yeah, I didn't love this one, which was kind of surprising. I would have thought that a kind of alternative Frankenstein retelling I would like because I loved Frankenstein, but no, didn't love it. I'm really sorry. I it wasn't the Stephen King for me, surprisingly. But yeah, I finished it at least. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it was just too realistic, maybe, and a little bit too on the nose, and just a little bit too much contemporary. Obviously, it goes later on. It goes into like faith healing and crazy stuff like that, but it was like too little too late for me personally. Like, I found it was just too boring and on the nose from the beginning. So yeah, I'm really sorry. I mean, I'm happy that it's your favorite, um but I'm really sorry. I sadly didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped to, which I think a little bit also of a problem is that I go with too high expectations into Stephen King books, maybe. So that might be a problem as well, because obviously I can't love all of his books. That I think is pretty obvious. But maybe I'm just having too high expectations now that I've read so many and I liked so many. So who knows? But yeah, that is kind of what I thought about that book. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is my progress. This is now the first sleeve I'm working on. I'm doing it detached. Attached to the bodice of the cardigan was just too much of a hassle with like turning, and it was too much fabric at once. So I'm now doing it detached, and I'm this far. I'm really running behind. I need to do more, but I did quite a bit while watching Alien yesterday, which it's a good film. I had to laugh at a few things because just because it's so old now, it was kind of funny at a few scenes, but it's a really, really good movie. And so, yeah, today I will watch Alien 2, and tomorrow I will start reading the two Alien novels that I have, and I'm so excited for them. Hopefully, they're good. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited for those. But you will have to come back for next week's vlogs to see those because I'm gonna end the vlog for this week here. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping you have a good time reading, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.